G'day, Muzz from Ozito. Let's go through all the tips and tricks you need to set up and maintain your petrol chainsaw. There's really only 5 key things that you need to check on a chainsaw. So let's go through them now. You'll need fuel to ensure that your fuel is fresh and is at the right mixture, 40:1 for this chainsaw. You need to look at the ignition. Is your spark plug oiled up or is it creating spark to ignite that fuel? Then to burn the fuel, you'll need air, so ensure your air filter is nice and clean and clear of any debris. And oil, make sure you use the right oil for your chain, which is chain bar oil, and that'll keep the chain cool and lubricated through the cut. And now the chain. Ensure the chain is on the right way and is nice and sharp, ready to use. And check out our video to find out how to sharpen a chainsaw chain. It's clearly marked on this chainsaw where you would put the 2-stroke fuel and the chain bar oil. Red is for the 2-stroke fuel and black is for the chain bar oil. And if the oil and fuel cap's a little bit hard to get off, it's really easy just to get yourself a screwdriver to undo them. It's always a good idea before you start to check that your chain bar oil tank is fully topped up and your 2-stroke fuel is fresh and at the right mixture of 40:1. The last thing you want to do is run out of fuel or oil halfway through the job. Now that we've got the fuel and chain bar oil sorted, it's important to pump the priming bulb a few times to ensure that the bulb is filling up with fuel and the fuel's getting through to the saw. I find you can usually tell with your finger by just running it along the edge of the teeth of the chain to see whether you might need to give it a sharpen or not. Check out our chainsaw sharpening video to see how to do this. Always a great idea to check that the chain brake does work. It engages and disengages as it should because it's a big safety feature. Now that our chain is nice and sharp, let's look at how we can get the right tension on the chain. So undo the locking nut for the bar. Just undo it enough to release the pressure off the bar so you'll be able to adjust the chain. Then grab yourself a screwdriver and insert it in the adjustment screw, and you'll see here that the chain will be loosening off, and then I'll retighten it again for you. Now watch closely as I begin to tighten up the chain. It's drawn into the channel on the bar. How do I know whether I've got the right tension? If I pull up on the chain in the middle of the bar and the drive teeth are not quite coming out of the channel in the bar, then I know I've got the right tension. Then grab your spanner again, lock it off nice and tight. We've got the right tension, our chain is sharp, we're nearly there. I mentioned earlier that the chainsaw needs air to be able to burn the fuel. So let's check out where the air filter and the spark plug are. Pull the rear cover off the chainsaw, and the white part here is the air filter, and this just unclips, and there's a foam filter inside. So ensure that these are clean and clear of debris at all times. Get yourself a stiff brush and clean it out if need be. Now it's time to check out the spark plug. Take the lead off, grab yourself a spark plug spanner and undo the spark plug. Undo it and pull the spark plug out. What we're looking for here is any oil or carbon buildup around the spark plug. This one looks pretty clean and clear. Let's see if this spark plug actually produces spark. Put your filter assembly back on and put your spark plug lead back onto the spark plug. Now we want to carefully make contact with the spark plug thread on some metal part of the chainsaw. And you need to be a little bit careful about this, that you're touching only the rubber component of the lead, otherwise you might give yourself a little shock. Now turn the engine over by pulling the cord and you'll see a spark appear at the end of the spark plug. Now we know this spark plug's got spark, it's about assembling it back together again. Pull the spark plug out of the lead, put the spark plug in and hand tighten it up. And then finally, grab your spark plug spanner and give it a nice little pinch off nice and tight. Don't over tighten. Put your spark plug lead back on. Then assemble the rear cover, tighten it off nice and tight, and you're good to go. Now we've gone through all the things you need to do before you start your chainsaw and get out there cutting those branches or timber.